Almost every one of us got one of these days, and I guarantee that every one of us who own these will take photos every single day. So why don't we look at this, the Bitplay Snap 7 case, and let's have a look at this as well, the Bitplay HD lens, the latest flagship lenses from them. Well, the popularity of smartphone photography has taken off in recent years, and I'm not surprised that everyone is jumping into the so-called smartphone photography in a more professional way. So what Bitplay, is a Taiwanese-based company, did was in 2015 they launched a Kickstarter campaign for this, which is actually one of the earlier versions. This is the Snap Pro iPhone case, which is kind of what started the Bitplay off. This is the case that they invented. Have a physical shutter button at the top and a proper grip. This is what I think is probably one of the most innovative products in the last couple of years in terms of something for the what the photography for the iPhones. And in late 2016. 2017 now, and we have this, which is a Snap 7 case, which is actually the improved version of the original Snap Pro. Well, what happened was the original Snap Pro was it only fit the smaller iPhones, so the iPhone 6 and 6S. There was no design or no cases for the larger phone like the 6 Plus or the 6S Plus or the 7 Plus. But now, on the Snap 7, you do have a bigger ones now, so it does fit the bigger iPhones. I've only mentioned iPhone because Bitplay only design cases for Apple products at the moment, so there's no support for any Android phones, so that I know at the moment. But yes, so this is it. This is the Snap 7 case. As you can tell, both of my cases have the optional wooden grip, which come with the premium kit from Bitplay. I personally really much enjoy the wooden grip because it does give you a better texture, better feeling. When you order the case, it does come with the plastic grip, which actually has the same contour and same size for the case. It's just changing from plastic to wood. And and also one more thing is the plastic grip does have a tripod mount at the bottom, so it actually allow you to actually mount the case and the phone on the tripod, so you can do vlogging and things like that, and which makes it a lot easier for long exposure shot, or maybe something a little bit more steady in terms of videoing. But I really much prefer the wooden grip, which just feels so great in hand, and it makes the whole kind of shooting experience different. And it looks gorgeous, doesn't it? It just looks sexy, to be honest. I really like this one. The Bitplay Snap 7 case was designed for a photographer, and I mean it because they have to make it a little bit different, and they did. And back in 2015, when they first launched the Kickstarter for the Snap Pro, which I have it here, one of the biggest kind of advantage or innovation was the shutter button, which is actually patented. So great, it's a physical button that actually have a mechanical link between the physical button here and to your volume down button on your iPhone. So it's actually a very ingenious way, because the volume down button is actually mapped in the iPhone as a shutter, but very unlikely that you're going to use the volume down button to do the photos, because it's actually a little bit awkward. Most likely you're going to cover your lens like here most of the time when you take a photo, because it's just not very natural. So what Bitplay did was designing a link from the volume down button to the top button here, and put the grip on the right side of the phone. So now you don't obstruct the view of the lens, which is great. Ergonomically, you just cannot fault this design at all. It's just brilliant design. And also, there's another thing about handling, not just about the grip, is that they have introduced a little thumb rest, which is actually really cool. You actually put your thumb there and hold your phone very securely, and it's very comfortable. You're not touching the phone at all, you're just touching the grip, and you put your fingers at the shutter button and just click, and that's it, you take the photo. It's just like a point and shoot, which is absolutely brilliant. You know, like, I just love this thing, you know, and I have supported, you know, Bitplay right from the beginning, since the Snap Pro, and you know, like, one of the biggest concern I had with the original was that they never supported the biggest phone of the iPhone, which now they have with the Snap 7. Now they finally make it compatible with bigger iPhones like the 6S Plus, 6 Plus, and the 7 Plus. Awesome stuff, you know, like, well done, Bitplay. Bitplay doesn't just make cases for iPhones, they also make lenses. Well, what do I have here? I have a box of cherry. No. There are actually a lot of little lenses here. Well, since I don't have a system case, I had to find somewhere to store these little things, and then there you go. You know, Bitplay actually make a lot of these little lenses that you can screw onto the case. So you have, you know, telephotos, wide angle, polarizers, fish eyes, and all sorts of stuff which you can actually check out. We put a link down below. You can see the range of the lenses that they have on offer. But what I want to look at today is one of the latest and the greatest. Here we go. The Bitplay HD wide angle lens. And look at this. Doesn't it look cute? It's so cool. Look at this. Tiny little things. Oh my god, this is so cool. And look, it even has a very cute little lens hood. Look at that, look at that. Let me take the lens hood out. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness me. It's made of metal as well, which is, you know, like, it feels really good, feels very premium. And you just, basically what you do is, let me, oh, lucky I didn't drop it. And then you basically screw onto the case, and you have yourself an ultra wide angle lens. You know, it's claimed to be 18mm equivalent in full frame terms, but look, you have yourself an ultra wide angle point and shoot camera right in your hand, just like this. Isn't it awesome? That's so cool. You know, of course, you know, if you don't like the lens hood, take it out. It's a bulging fish eye looking lens thing, but in fact the performance is very good. One of the reasons that, you know, like, Bitplay has introduced lens was because the original wide angle lens, you know, these little things, they think actually this was rubbish. I cannot believe it. This is not rubbish, these are lenses. Okay, anyway, but the reason that why Bitplay has designed a new lens was because the original wasn't exactly good. You know, they basically widened the shot of the iPhone standard 28mm equivalent lens to a little bit wider. I don't know the actual kind of focal length equivalent, but the quality wasn't there. It has a lot of barrel distortions, very soft, you know, everywhere, and fringings everywhere. It just wasn't there, the quality. But having said that, you know, like, it applies to virtually any lenses actually on the market at the time. But ever since Zeiss introduced the EXO lens, which you haven't seen that review, please click the link and below to actually check out our video for the review for the Zeiss EXO lens. But ever since that lens was launched, every manufacturer virtually just jumped onto the what they call the premium market, and to design a better lens for the iPhone. So things are heating up, and Bitplay has answered Zeiss with this HD lens. I have to say, you know, like, bang for bucks, this is actually very, very good alternative. It costs less than half the money of Zeiss. It delivers kind of 80 to 90% of the performance. Not quite there, you know, like, Zeiss is still, to me at the moment, is probably the benchmark for kind of iPhone optics, but the HD lens on the Bitplay is one hell of a lens as well. In the photography mode or photo mode, is 18mm, but actually, you know, I don't know if anybody knows about iPhone videography. If you turn it into video mode, you always see that crop. So basically, you might actually think that you have a wide shot in the photo, but when you switch on to the video mode, it actually crops in. So it kind of turns it to about 40mm. So it's actually not that wide at all. But what this does is, it brings back the 28mm look in the video mode, which is awesome. So if you're into the slightly wider video look, you really want one of these. These are really, really good for that. Well, what Tracy is now filming is using the Snap 7Ks without the HD lens. So that means he's using the standard built-in iPhone 28mm lens. So you can see the crop there. It's actually a little bit tighter than a photo. And now let's see what it looks like with the HD lens. So now it's with the HD wide angle lens. So you can see the difference is quite a bit wider, and it restores the kind of the original field of view. I don't even know what it is. But anyway, the original viewing angle of the iPhone 28mm, if you know what I mean. So with the HD lens on in video mode, it does widen it back to what you used to see in the photo mode. So yeah, you know, like this is actually great for videoing because you get a much wider view, so you can see more when you video. So yeah, this lens is actually quite good for this purpose. What do I think of the Snap system as a whole? I personally like it a lot, and I think that, you know, this is definitely one of the best products for the iPhone in the last couple of years at least. But let's look at it individually, because I tested the latest flagship lens, you know, the 80mm HD wide angle lens. Well, for the lens, I think for the price, for the value, is very good. You know, it performs very well and can easily beat anything out on the market at the moment, except Zeiss, which I think is still the benchmark for mobile photography at the moment. They have just, you know, kind of unrivaled sharpness and details for the optics. The Snap is getting close, but as I mentioned earlier, you know, there is a little bit of softness around the edges, especially in the photo mode. You can actually quite clearly see the edge performance. In video, because it crops in a little bit, so most of the defects has been cropped out, although you can still see a little bit of softness towards the edges, but it's not as severe or noticeable compared to the photos. But like I said, it's very decent lens, you know, very good. If you shoot video a lot using what you want to use in wide angle lens, this is actually one of the best at the moment. Then I want to talk about something about the design. You know, I mentioned how cute this thing looks earlier, but you have to say that, you know, like, I don't think the hood actually does anything more than cosmetic. It's too shallow to do anything proper. I keep putting my finger on the front elements. I keep wiping it because it's so easily to get it dirty, and I don't think it shoots any lights either, which you still get a lot of flares, although it's quite lovely, but then, you know, you do get a lot. But that's one thing. And then in terms of protection, you can think about it as well. If you look at just how shallow that is. You know, I mentioned about fingerprints, but it really, you can easily scratch the lens. So you have to be quite careful when you use this lens, and don't chuck your thing like this in your bag or pockets or things like that, because you will scratch your front element. Now, go to the case. Oh my God, the case is awesome. You know, this is one of the best cases around for iPhone. I love the grip. The grip is just so good to hold, and it's very secure, very comfortable. You can just hold it, you know, you just do it like a proper point and shoot camera, which is actually really, really good. I really love it. Snap has impressed me right from the beginning, that the original Snap Pro, then now the Snap 7, you know, I'm pretty sure in the future it's going to be a lot better. And I love mechanical button, not Bluetooth, not electronic, through the lightning port, things like that, because, you know, like, I still get access to the proper port for charging, for other things, and this is fully mechanical, which it never breaks, which is good. You know, it works all the time, unless there's something wrong with your volume down button, but yeah, it's really good. So overall, I think Snap has done a brilliant job for holding on to the mobile photography market, so that should be quite good. If you like what you just saw and you want to see more about these kind of weird, quirky things or any other photography equipment, reviews and stuff like that, subscribe and give us this and support us. Thank you very much and hope to see you soon. Bye.